Not sure what's going on. All right, gang, what's up? Sorry, guys, I was trying to get my stuff going, coming up here. There was a delay on my live stream, and I couldn't figure out why my screen wasn't wasn't showing the live feed. What's up? So I couldn't figure out why I wasn't showing the live feed. So, but we're good now. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? I'm back in the States. I'm back in the US. Back from my Dubai trip, and today was a hell of a day. There was a lot of really good action today. There was a lot of really good action today. It's kind of funny because usually Christmas week is kind of slow, but today was wild. We had really good action today. There were several stocks that had really good moves today. ITCI was my big winner today. Traded it twice, hit a home run twice. Mbot was another big mover today. Savva had a huge move. Alex, one of our moderators in chat, ripped Savva apart. We had some really good action today, and it's similar to what we saw Thanksgiving week. Thanksgiving week is typically a slow week, but we had tremendous action on Thanksgiving. We had tremendous action. Tremendous action in Thanksgiving week, and now we had tremendous action today. Tomorrow's a half day. Markets will probably be a little bit slow tomorrow because of the half day, but maybe we get good action for the first 2 hours of the day. Maybe we get good action for the first 2 hours of the day, and then markets close at 1 o'clock Eastern. So make sure tomorrow, if you guys are trading, if you're in a position, make sure that you are, unless you intend on holding for a swing trade, make sure you're out of your positions by 1 p.m. Eastern. All right, but today was some really good action. Really good action. It's crazy. Sometimes when you least expect it. I almost didn't trade today. I woke up this morning feeling really sick. My throat was bothering me. I just felt crappy. I think the jet lag going back and forth to Dubai and back, and then like the weather changed because I was in New York, it's cold. Then I was in Miami, it was hot. Then I was back in New York, it was cold. Then I was in Dubai, it was hot. Then I'm back in New York and it's cold. And I just think my body is just kind of run down. So I woke up this morning feeling kind of sick, and I almost didn't trade today. But I sat down on my desk pre-market and one look at ITCI, and I said, no. I was like, I got to get some medicine. Let me take some apple cider vinegar, some ginger, some turmeric. I had tea instead of coffee with like lemon and honey. And I was like, no. I gotta snap out of it because I think this ITCI might be a big one today. And I was right. And damn, am I glad that I decided to trade today because this ITCI was a monster move. I'm going to talk to you guys on this live stream about the ITCI trade. I made 2 trades in ITCI, both of them for big wins. I was only in full position size though for one of them. Otherwise, today could have been an enormous day. But both trades, we caught like $7 a share and then $10 a share. So just really good action on both trades, and it was a really solid day. So I'm going to go over those 2 trades with you. Then I've got a special announcement that I think a lot of you are going to be really excited about. It's kind of been a thing. It's like every time I have like a real super exciting announcement or something, I like to do the live streams. And I've got something that we just implemented that I think you guys are going to be really excited about that I want to share with you first. You're gonna hear it here first. First time that we are making the announcement. It's a special announcement. I think you guys are gonna be stoked for it. So I'm gonna start off the live stream like we always do. I'm going to start off the live stream like we always do with just kind of opening up for a blanket Q&A. I always spend the first like 15 to 30 minutes of the live stream just opening it up to a Q&A. Let you guys ask me questions, whatever's on your mind. It doesn't have to be related to ITCI. It can be about anything that you want. It can be about anything that you want to discuss. Okay, anything that you guys want to discuss. I'll just open up. I'll take a couple of questions, maybe 5, 6, 7 questions to get us started, and that'll allow time for some people to log on. And then I'll go over the trade recaps for ITCI. The trade recaps on ITCI, you guys are definitely going to want to pay attention to, because there's a lot of lessons mixed into these two trades. One is about pre-gaming, watch lists, identifying levels, how to tell when a support level is strong, how to know when to trust a support level, reading momentum, really implementing the trade line into your trading strategy and your ideas. There's a lot to learn from these two trades. So this is going to be a really great live stream aside from the special announcement I want to share with you. But like I said, let's take a couple of minutes. I'll allow some time for some people to log on, and I'll take some Q&As. So go ahead, gang. Fire away. Ask me questions. I am here at your disposal. Nice, Daniel. Don't worry, Daniel. There'll be plenty more, bud. There'll be plenty more. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, the 5-minute chart was a buy all the way. The 3-minute chart. I mean, this thing just looked great today. And wait till I go over the recap with you, Mike. When I go over the recap with you, Mike, you're gonna be like, wow, that was screaming buy all the way, because our game plan worked out perfectly. And I'm going to speak to a lot about the importance of game planning. So let's take a couple of questions. Alex asks, if support level is strong because of buying pressure and immediately shoots the stock off that level, where is the entry point anticipating it holds? Well, it depends. It depends on how you want to play it, Alex, because you can either get long the stock on that push off of the support level within that same 3-minute candle, or you can wait for that first push off that level to settle in a little bit and try to catch a little bit of a pullback off a higher low and then catch the move. I actually did that exact same thing on ITCI today, but either point is a totally acceptable entry point when you're looking for that support level to hold, and you just set your stop loss then just below that support level, which is the low of where that bounce just came from. So wherever the low of that bounce just came from, that becomes your stop loss. Jersey Devil asks, are you able to be on mobile and computer when on TTG? Yes, you can. So TTG Jersey Devil is fully mobile integrated. So you can be logged into True Trading Group on your cell phone, on your tablet, on your desktop computer. It's fully mobile integrated and mobile ready. So you can be in chat on your mobile phone. And even if you can't be in chat, we have the text message alerts that'll get sent to your cell phone, so you can follow along with what it is that we're trading, even though you're not in chat. JS Bratton, that's a really good question. What amount of time do you like to see? How many candles do you believe a level is holding? Now, JS Bratton, it's not that simple of an answer, because it depends on the setup and it depends on the level that you're looking at. So like when you're looking for a support level to hold, I'm going to get into this with an example in ITCI, because what you are asking me, Alex, the question that Alex 2 Dope asked a question, and now JS Bratton asked a question, and both of your questions have to do with something that happened specifically in the ITCI trade. So when I get into the recap, I'll cover that in a lot more detail with an example. But when you are looking for a support level to hold, guys, and the stock comes down to that support level, the way for you to tell that a support level is strong or weak is how the stock reacts once it gets to that level. A strong support level, the stock will come down, touch that support level, and immediately get off of it. It'll come down there, and maybe it's down there for a couple seconds to a couple minutes. If it's a 3-minute chart, you really only get one candle that touches that support level, maybe two. No more than that. But that's because the stock doesn't stay at that support level for very long, because if it's a strong support level, there's aggressive buying that steps in front of the level. That's why it's a support level, because there's buying at that level. So when a stock comes down to that support level and then immediately gets off of it, that's a sign of strength. So it's not really a matter of how much time do I want to see a level hold, more so than it is how does the stock react once it gets to that level. Because if the stock comes down and touches that support level and then just sits on it and sits on it and sits on it and sits on it and sits on it, that's a lazy stock. It's being fat, I call it. It's being lazy. It's laying on top of the support level instead of touching the support level and getting off of it. So in a situation where the stock is being lazy at that support level, I'm going to give it a lot more time to prove itself to me. When you have a situation where a stock comes down, and touches that support level and immediately gets off of it within 1 or 2 minutes, that's enough of a sign to me, especially if I'm looking for that level to be support. If I'm expecting that level to be support, well, then that's all the price action. That's all the confirmation that I need is that price action. So it's not necessarily a period of time, JS Bratton, than it is price action at that level. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that answers your question. And like I said, this is an exact example of what happened in ITCI today. So later in this live stream, when I get into my trade recaps on ITCI, I will cover this topic again. You guys can see an example of it. Teron Ramirez says, "Good night, all. Mike, you are unbelievably kind, and in this cutthroat world of gurus and furus, are you for real? You are incredibly thoughtful, and I've never met a head trader like you. Kudos. Teron, I am as real can be." Ask any one of our TTG members. Hell, you can ask, just YouTube subscribers. I answer every single one of your guys' questions, comments. People comment me, sometimes 40, 50, sometimes 100 comments on the YouTube videos. I answer every single one of them. I live, breathe, eat, sleep this stuff, guys. I was in Dubai last week, and I did a live stream because it was like 3 in the morning and I wasn't tired because of the jet lag of the time difference. So I did a live stream until like 4:30 in the morning just because I couldn't sleep. But yeah, man, no, I'm as real as it gets. Freedom Traders asks, "I'm having a hard time following your trades and trying to be my own independent trader. What should I do?" Well, Freedom Trader, I think the first thing that you need to do, I always explain to people when it comes to being part of TTG and being part of the community. Obviously, yes, it's great to follow my trades, but the most important aspect of this and your growth as a trader is understanding why I'm making the trades that I am, understanding why I like one stock versus another, understand why this is my game plan, why is this the level that I'm looking at, why is this my entry zone, why are these my take profits, why is this my stop loss. That is what you need to understand more so than just blindly following my trades, because you have to understand the thought process and the analysis so that you can take that exact same strategy and implement it on stocks that you're comfortable trading. Just because I'm trading a stock like ITCI, if you're not comfortable with the stock like ITCI, like I love the real fast movers, the real volatile stocks. I love them like KRTX, ITCI, KOD, NXTC, BPTH, all those stocks that go absolutely crazy and halt and have just monster moves. I love trading those. Now, those stocks are not for everyone. Some people are not comfortable with that level of volatility. And if you're not comfortable with it, I don't think that you should trade it. I always say, just because I'm trading something does not mean that you necessarily need to be trading something. But what you do need to pay attention to is why am I trading what I'm trading and why I'm doing what I'm doing so that you can implement that exact same thing in a stock that maybe you're more comfortable with. Like Savva today was a much slower mover than a stock like ITCI. All right. But you can implement the exact same strategies, thesis, analysis, setups, indicators, patterns, risk management, tier trading. You can implement all of those things in Savva. Alex traded Savva multiple times today, ripped it apart. I traded ITCI today multiple times, ripped it apart. I like trading ITCI. That's my style. I'm more comfortable in these stocks. Alex likes trading stocks like Savva. That's where he excels. So the point isn't necessarily just to be like blindly following me or any one of the other moderators in TTG, but more so understanding why we're doing what we're doing. And if I'm trading a stock, freedom traders, if I'm trading a stock that you're not comfortable with, it's okay to sit that one out and just soak in the analysis and the reasoning behind a trade and then implement that in something else. Sungju Chu, if you're a member, Sungju Chu, if you're a member and you're not getting text message alerts, send an email to info@truetradinggroup.com. That's strange. Sungju Chu, you have to send an email to info@truetradinggroup.com. Well, Blue Dot, if you want to follow my trades, you've got to be a TTG member. So Blue Dot asks, how can you follow my trades? You've got to be a TTG member. So I do a screen share live every day. So you guys in the True Trading Group chat room, you see my screen, you hear me on the microphone, and you can follow along with all of my trades in chat. But even if you're not in chat, I also send out text message alerts whenever I enter and exit the trade. But that's for members only, Blue Dot. Marai, good question. Marai asks, "Hey Mike, do you think the SPY is going to keep going up, or will it bubble pop sometime soon?" Um, Marai, I don't really see a reason for the SPY to collapse. I think the path of least resistance right now actually is higher. Um, I think if as long as we get progress with U.S. and China, I think the market continues to chug its way higher. I think I don't see a reason for the markets to pull in. And when I say pull in, I mean like an aggressive pulling, like December 2018 pull in. Like I don't see a reason for the market to pull in anything substantial. I mean, of course, you're going to have pullbacks and consolidations, but I mean like a significant, like a 10, 15, 20% correction or pullback. I don't see a reason why. I think if we get closer to the 2020 election and Elizabeth Warren is the Democrat primary, I think the market will take a hit because her policies are very, very anti, you know, big company. They're very anti Wall Street. I mean, the market would not take an Elizabeth Warren presidency very well. I think that would give you a very big, maybe 20-25% pullback in the markets with the regulation that she is saying that she will be implementing. And the new tax plans that she's talking about would cause liquidations amongst very large shareholders. I mean, there would be a significant pullback, I think, if that happens. And guys, I'm not speaking to you from any political point of view. I'm talking to you as a trader and a trader only. Whether you are Democrat, Republican, Independent, I do not care. We never talk about politics on this channel. But as a trader, an Elizabeth Warren presidency would be bad for the stock market. It would go down if that was the case. So I think if she wins the Democrat primary, you probably see a significant pullback in the markets because then the chances of a Warren presidency becomes real. A Biden primary, I don't think the markets really move much. He's much more centered with his policies. If Trump is the front runner, then the markets remain as is. I think the markets are pricing in a Trump 2020 victory as the markets kind of stand right now anyway. The only way that I think we see a real significant pullback is if US and China trade talks completely fall apart next year, which now that we have a phase one deal and we can start to work our way towards a phase two, I don't know how likely it is that they just completely fall apart. So I don't really see a reason for the markets to really, really pull back in. Valiant, I always say when I'm in a trade. I always say when I'm in a trade in chat. In chat, I always come on the microphone. I always let you guys know what it is that I'm looking at before I actually pull the trigger. Yeah, RKDK, do you do an open house? On Tuesdays, the chat room is open free. So if you want to come and chat and see what True Trading Group is all about, you guys can go to truetradinggroup.com. On the upper right-hand corner, you'll see it'll say TTG Tuesday. And just click on that, fill out the form. You'll get an access link that'll give you entry into our chat room for free on Tuesdays. Yeah, Valiant, I do that. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Nico, I don't trade with TC2000. I don't trade with TC2000. You could if you want. I just use TC2000 for charting. I trade with Lightspeed. TC2000 I think is the best charting software that there is. It's way better than Lightspeed's. I like it. It's way better than TD Ameritrade. I like it better than E-Trade, Charles Schwab. TC2000 in my opinion is the best charting software out there. So I have TC2000 for charting and I use Lightspeed for actual trade execution. But you could trade with TC2000. You could trade with TC2000. I never have, so I don't know what their execution is like. So I couldn't really. I don't know. I don't know how they are for trade execution. That I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what Valiant. I literally do exactly what you're saying. I always come on the mic and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm looking at ITCI. I'm looking for this level. This is going to be my buying zone. If the stock does this, I'm getting long. I'm going to look for a move to here. My stop loss will be here. I say all of these things before I pull the trigger. So you guys know exactly what it is that I'm looking at and why I'm looking at it. And then as soon as the trade executes, you get the pop-up notification. So I literally do that. Yeah, Blake, it was awesome today. I like every day, Kevin. Kevin asks, what day of the week do you like best to trade? I like every day. Listen, as long as the stock market's open, I like it. So I'm not partial to any day of the week. You know, I like all days. As long as the market's open, I like it. Tesla is in short squeeze mode. Valiant. There's a huge short position in that thing, and they're just getting squeezed out right now. Tesla could continue to go higher. Tesla could definitely continue to go higher. That short position is just getting squeezed out. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, ACST is halted. I'm not sure why. I have to look into it. Ayub Job asks, how many trades per day do I make and on how many stocks? Completely depends. There could be a day where I'll make one trade. There could be a day I'll make 6. Totally depends. There'll be a day I might make one trade in 6 different stocks. There might be a day I make 3 trades in one stock. I mean, every day is different. Totally depends on the action, depends on the setups, depends on what I like, depends what I'm seeing, depends on the type of environment that we're in. I mean, it totally depends. It's not like every day I make 2 trades in 2 different stocks. I mean, I've gone days where I made 0 trades. I've gone days where I've made 8 trades. I mean, it just totally depends. It totally depends on what's going on. Yeah, weekends are boring. Exactly. I don't like weekends. Good question, Blake. Blake asks, how often do you hit tier 3 on your position size? So my full size position, like when I'm in tier 2, that's a full size position. Tier 3 is like icing on the cake. I don't always enter tier 3. You don't always have to enter tier 3. You should not always be in tier 3. Tier 3 is meant, Blake, for like when all the stars are aligning, you're super confident in the trade, the stock's doing exactly what you thought it was going to do. You can't find one negative thing about the setup. Everything is picture perfect, and it's just icing on the cake. And that's when you add that extra little 25% to your position size. Um, it's really when all the stars are aligning. I'd say maybe I'm in tier 3, maybe, I don't know. If I made 10 trades, I'm maybe in tier 3, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. I'm in tier 3. It should not be, it's not something you should be doing on every single trade. Nice, Joe. Hell yeah. Joe Blow says, great trade today on ITCI, Mike. Third best day of the year for me here today. Hey, yo. Nice job, Joe. Wall Street Wolf, good question. Wall Street Wolf asks, do you set daily profit goals? I feel like many traders hold themselves back when they set a number each day instead of just trading their plan each day. And the answer, Wall Street Wolf, is no, I do not. I do not even see my P&L during the day. So my P&L is not in view during the day. All right. I do not, and that is specifically so I don't trade my P&L. Whether I'm down or up, I'm not trading my P&L. I'm trading the stocks and the charts in front of me. And if I execute good trades off of what I'm seeing, then P&L is a byproduct of that. If you, let's say your biggest day ever was $500 and you got long ITCI today at 26 and the stock gets to 32 and you're up $600. Even though every single thing on the chart is telling you the stock is going higher, if you are trading your P&L, you're going to sell out because you're up $600 and your biggest win ever was 500. You're going to trade your P&L, you're going to exit the position, and the stock's going to go $10 higher, and that $600 gain could have been a $1,200 gain. So that's why I do not trade. I do not trade my P&L. I do not even have it in view. It doesn't work for everyone. It's something that I recommend. It's like one of the tips that I tell traders that struggle with exiting winning trades too soon. It's usually because they're trading their P&L and they see they're up a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 and they don't want to let that money go away. So they get really anxious and antsy and they exit the trade real quick, even though the chart is telling you it's going higher or it's going in the direction of your trade. So I say just remove it. Remove your P&L. I cannot see my P&L during the day. So I do not set a daily profit goal. If I'm on fire, I'm going to keep pushing. Why stop? Why stop, if I'm on fire? Absolutely, Diego. Diego Perales asks, do you provide the call, put, strike price, and option expiration dates that you take to the members when you trade? Absolutely. Absolutely. So Diego, and anybody else that has a question about this, every single time that I make a trade, members know about it before I pull the trigger. Every time. And there's a couple members that are in here on this live stream. You guys can attest to this. I will never just surprise, I'm in a stock. I always come on the microphone. You see my screen, so you see what I'm looking at. I come on the microphone and say, guys, I'm focusing on ITCI. I'm getting into entry mode, which means, hey, I'm looking for an entry. This is going to be my buying zone. If the stock does this, I'm going to do that. This will be my stop loss. This will be my profit targets. Get ready, guys. I'm stalking it. I always let you know what I'm going to do before I do it. And then as soon as I actually execute the trade, the push notification trade alert comes out. And yes, Diego, if it's an option trade, I always will say, like, if I'm trading a SPY option, I'll say bought SPY, 300 call option, 1220 expiration, and the price. Like I'll give you the full alert. Like bought Roku call option 140 strike, 12, 20, what's today? The 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 27th expiration at, $2.25, stop loss, blah, blah, blah. So you always get the full info and the full alert whenever I make a trade. You guys know everything. Of course, bro. Of course. The Giants. Of course, man. It's important because you guys have to know, why am I looking at that stock? Again, it goes back to, it's not just about following my trades. It's about understanding my thought process. It's more important. It's more important that you follow my thought process before I pull the trigger than it is knowing what stock I just bought. What stock I just bought is irrelevant if you do not know why I just bought it. So every time I'm looking at a stock, I talk you through my analysis. Why am I looking at this stock? What do I expect the stock to do? I will always talk you guys through what I'm expecting before I pull the trigger. And any members that are joining us on this live stream can attest to that. My win ratio, Chen Peter, my win ratio right now, my accuracy is about 72 to 73%. Yeah, actually, M Vlogs asks for the link to the chat room. Here, hold on 1 second, Vlogs, and I'll give you guys the link right now. Right there, guys. I just posted the link in chat. So M Vlogs asked a link for the free Tuesday chat room. I just sent you guys that link in the chat right now. So if any of you want to join the TTG chat room for free on Tuesday, any Tuesday, you can click on that link and register, and you'll get a link that'll give you access to the chat room on Tuesdays. What types of setups are my highest win percentage? I mean, when I do I mean, the TTG triangle, I think is one of my highest percentage setups, and then the trade line view all crossover, I'd say, is probably my second. Oh, Remus, great question. Big cap ETF options versus small caps. What do you recommend for newer, less experienced traders? Remus, great question. And what I will say to that is, I don't think either one is better or worse than the other. Large cap options are really great for new and inexperienced traders. But the thing is that the reason why they're great is because they can provide you with really big wins, because it's very common to see an option go 50%, 100% in a single day. But with that extra reward comes extra risk. And I don't usually recommend that a brand new trader starts trading options, because you can't start trading options until you first learn how to trade stocks. Because an option contract's price moves based on multiple factors, one of them being the movement of the underlying stock itself. So if you can't accurately predict the price movement of the underlying stock, then you're not going to have success trading options. So options are more difficult to trade than individual stock because there's extra factors that affect the price, like time, implied volatility. There's a lot of other factors that affect the price of an option contract versus just a stock itself. A stock itself is just price action. The price of the stock goes up, the price of the stock goes down. But an option contract will go up or down based on whether the stock goes up or down, how much time is left until that contract expires, how volatile is the underlying stock, what's all the different Greeks, the betas and the deltas, and all of the different Greeks that go into options and affecting the price and the premium of a contract. So there's a lot of other things that go into affecting an option contract price. So you need to first be able to understand stocks first. So I would say, as a brand new trader, best thing for you to do is to probably start with the small caps, but try to stay away from the real crazy high flyer volatile stocks that halt 8, 9, 10 times throughout the day, because those are real fast movers. They carry way more risk than you initially expect, and that's how you can really get hurt. And as a brand new trader, it does you more harm than good getting yourself involved in some of those plays. So I'd rather see a brand new trader focus on the slower moving small caps, get familiar with stock movement, perfect your technical analysis, and then move on to big cap option trading. I think it's a little bit of both, Mirai. I mean, I think technical analysis is a little bit of self-fulfilling prophecy. Nobody really knows for sure what a stock's going to do. You can only do the best you can to, as far as probabilities. I'd say it's more of a self-fulfilling prophecy. I do use bigger time frames, Valiant. I trade off the 3-minute, but I also use the 5-minute. I also use the 15-minute to identify trend and patterns. And then, of course, I use the daily chart as well. Yes, Jason, this live, if you can't stick around for the whole stream, this will be live. You guys can watch this stream at a later date. So as soon as I'm done with the stream, it does load up on the YouTube channel. All right. All right, guys. All right, guys. So that's it. That kind of wraps up. I spent about 40 minutes going over some Q&As while we give some time for some people to log on. So now let's get into the end of the day recap here on ITCI. All right, we're gonna get into. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry about that. It's a little hot in here. I'm just turning the AC down. Okay, guys. So now that's it for the Q&As. Let's get into the end of the day recap. So I'm going to talk to you guys about this ITCI trade, and then I've got that really cool, exciting announcement that I'm going to share with you that I think you guys are going to be really stoked to hear. It's kind of something that a lot of people have asked me about, so we found a way to make it possible. So you guys are going to want to stick around after the recap to hear about the announcement. So let's get into the daily recap and go over my 2 trades on ITCI. First lesson that we're going to talk about is the importance of pre-market game planning. Every single morning in chat, pre-market, I'm on the mic. We're going over the watch list. We're going over the game plan. It is so important that you come up with a game plan pre-market, because more so than anything else, having a game plan pre-market provides you with confidence during the day. Because if you have a game plan on what you think a stock is going to do and what you expect a stock to do when it reaches a certain level, it gives you confidence to pull the trigger because the stock is doing what you thought it was going to do. You don't have to analyze the price action on the fly. You're already ready to pull the trigger when the opportunity presents itself. So to come up with a game plan on ITCI today, which is the whole reason why I decided to trade the day and suck it up even though I wasn't feeling well, is because we were gapping above two support levels. One I liked a lot more than the other. So the first thing we do is we go out to the daily chart. Here's your daily chart on ITCI. And what do we notice? We notice first we have a resistance level right here, right in front of 26. But we have an even stronger support level, right here around 2350. You guys see this double top right here on ITCI? This is May and June of 2018, and this is September of 2018. These were your two levels on ITCI that we identified pre-market. Now, when this stock was gapping up, it was gapping up right into this $26 level, right into this first level. So I actually said, guys, I would like to see ITCI pull in off the bell and hold this area. This double top area that you guys see on my screen, this is the level that I was looking for to be support. This was the game plan. I said, if we pull into this level and we get support and support shows its face, it's time to get long, look for a push into the 30s. That was the game plan this morning. Okay, now look what happens when I go to the intraday chart. I'm going to leave that line there. That is the same line that I drew pre-market this morning. I drew that line at about 9:20 a.m. Eastern. About 10 minutes before the bell rung, I drew this line in chat with all of our members. Look what happens when I go to the intraday chart. I'm going to switch to a 3-minute. Look at that. Look at that. Have you ever seen anything more perfect than that? This is why it is so important to do your pre-market game plan and identify your levels. You have to do this, guys, because it gives you the confidence to pull the trigger. Now, I'm going to talk to you about a thing that Alex Too Dope and JS Bratton questions that you guys asked me earlier about support levels. This is one of those lessons. Notice here we gapped up. We pulled in right to where? The exact level that I identified pre-market. But look what happened as soon as we got down to that level. The stock pulled into 23.73 low of the day. 23.73 low of the day. And immediately bounced back to 26.50. Immediately went from 23.73 to 26.50. That is a significant bounce. And notice how quickly the stock got off this level. You guys see how quickly the stock bounced off this level? That was my confirmation that this level is in fact support, which confirms my pre-market game plan, which now gives me the confidence to pull the trigger because the stock is doing what I thought it was going to do. Had the stock done this, okay, and the stock started sitting on the level like this, that's not showing me strong support. But you see how quickly the stock bounced off of this level. That is what gave, oops, I just deleted that line by accident. Let's draw that back. That is what gave me the confidence that this support level is in fact here, was how strong we bounced off that level. And I got long ITCI right there. I'll show you guys my trade announcements on the day. Here you guys can see I'm long tier 1. I'm long tier 1 ITCI at 25.60. Stop loss is just below the low of the day. And I'm going to add tier 2 through 26.75. Back to the trade. So here's tier 1. My stop loss is just below this low of the day. There's a tier 1 entry. Looking to add tier 2 if we get through 26.75. We actually got through 26.75 and I never added to the position. Why? This is my first trade where I was only in tier 1. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, guys. My throat's killing me. My throat is killing me, so I do apologize. So there I'm in tier 1. All right. We immediately shot through that 26.75 level. And what I was looking for now was actually a pullback towards VWAP, kind of consolidate here for a minute, have the trade line catch up, and then have the stock go. So I was trying to add to my tier 2 position in here because I wanted to get my tier 2 closer to VWAP because I'm waiting for the trade line to come up. This was going to be my tier 2 buying zone. We never quite got down there. So I was not able to add to a tier 2 position. So little unfortunate that I wasn't able to get up to my full size, but the trade still ended up working out and I start peeling profits off the table. Here you guys can see I took some profit off at 28.10. Then I took the bulk of my position off at 30.06. All right, so 28.10. Right here is my first take. Right here is my second take. And then right here is my third take. So here you guys can see back to my trade announcements. Final take profit at 32.72. So even though I'm only in tier 1, it's still $7 a share. I mean, $7 a share, I'll take that, even though it's only on a tier 1 position. So I wasn't comfortable adding to the position getting up from the tier 1. Tier 1 is 25% of my desired size. So if you guys wanted to enter 1,000 shares, tier 1 would be 250. I was not able to add to my tier 2. I just wasn't comfortable adding to tier 2. So I sat in tier 1 and I let the trade work itself out and I caught a really nice trade. That was the first attempt. Now that I hit that trade, I've got a nice cushion on the day. Now I'm looking for a gap fill on ITCI. ITCI is showing me that it's strong. It's showing me that it's strong. And now I'm looking for a gap fill. Let's go back to the daily chart. Here's your gap fill to $40. Man, guys, my throat's killing me. I'm sorry. There's my gap fill to $40. Okay. So now that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the $40 gap fill. All right. I'm looking for the $40 gap fill at this point. So now I'm saying to myself, okay, there's the first trade. Let's regroup and let me look for an opportunity that I can get long my full size. We start to pull ourselves back in, and now the trade line starts to come into play. See how the trade line comes into play here? I like how we got our trade line view out crossover right here, and that pushed the stock right through the high of the day. And I started to like the momentum that we were seeing on ITCI. So I waited for a pullback into the trade line and got long again right there. So right there, I'm long again now right in front of the trade line. Back to my trade announcements. You guys can see here, I'm long at 32.82. This time I'm in full size. 32.82. Stop loss is a 31.50 area. All right, there it is. 31.50, long at 32.82. 31.50 area is going to be the stop. Now that I'm in my full size, I'm looking for the trade line to hold support. And here we go. Trade line holding support. Trade line holding support. And then we get our break. This was an absolute thing of beauty, guys. Look at this trade line. Is that not incredible? And we just start peeling profits off the table during this climb. We go back to the announcements, 33.96, 35.08, the bulk of the position. And my final take profit at the gap fill at $40.30 when we had this extension move right there. Final take profit, $40.30. The stock went all the way up to 43.56 and actually halted right there briefly before resuming trading and then pulling back in the rest of the day. But this was a beautiful trade, guys. Beautiful trade. So the first lessons to take from this is pre-market game planning. Then you have identifying strong support. And then you've got the trade line. So multiple lessons to take away from 2 trades on ITCI, and we absolutely nailed both of them. Absolutely nailed both of these trades, guys. I was not expecting this type of a day. This was a huge day. Mbot had a huge move. Savva had a huge move. SDRL had a huge move. I mean, like, there were stocks making big, big moves today. And I was unexpected. It was a real pleasant surprise to come into the day today and get the kind of action that we did. 1,500. The Giants, 1,500. Well, all right. So that Tunned 1306 asks a good question. So Tunned 1306 wants to know why I wasn't comfortable adding to the position here when the support was confirmed. Now, support was confirmed here. Okay? Support was confirmed here. But now that support was confirmed, your first stop is the high of the day. Okay? The initial morning high. The initial morning high is going to be an area of resistance for you. So when you get up to the initial morning high, okay, I don't want to be adding to my position at the initial morning high. At the initial morning high, I want to be taking my first piece of profit off the table to protect myself against a double top. So my goal in this trade is to get long here. And then I wanted to add to the position in here, but it moved very quickly. I did not add to the position. Had I added to the position, I would have been taking my first piece of profit off right there. So if I would be taking profit at this point, then I can't be adding more at this point. Once the stock reached my first profit target, I had to say to myself, okay, I cannot add to the position now. Because now we're past my add point and we're at my first take profit target, which was the high of the day. 28.50 was my first target. That's why my first take profit was 28.10. So I'm taking my first profit off in front of the high of the day. So if my profit, I can't, if this is my profit target, I can't then add to the position at that point. What I was waiting for, Tunned, was for a pullback to VWAP. I was waiting for the stock to do this, hold support at VWAP, give me my crossover, then I'll add to the position. But it never pulled back into VWAP. Do you understand? Like, it never pulled back into VWAP there. So I was like, I can't add to the position. I have to stick to my game plan and take my first profit off the table. So even though I'm only in small size, I still have to stick to my game plan. I can't be adding to the position at a point where I would be taking profit. I have to stick to my game plan. So that's what I did. I stuck to my game plan. I took my profit. We made new highs. I took more profit. We extended. I sold out my final position. And it turned out to be a nice trade. Even though it was small size, I still pulled out $7 a share on that last piece. So even though it's small size, it's still a big win. All right. So that's why I didn't add to the position up there at the high of the day. This second trade, Alex, too dope. I was in at 32.82. Stop loss was just below the trade line. So you're looking about like $1.50 of risk on the second trade. Manny, I was more confident going in it the second time, because the reason why I went straight tier 2 on the second entry is because at this point the stock has now already showed me that it's strong. It's already showed me momentum. And when a stock has momentum, you look for the trade line to really come into play. The trade line is a momentum-based indicator. The trade line is only really supposed to be used when a stock is making a clear, definitive move in one direction. You should not be using the trade line during moments of consolidation. The trade line is really for momentum. All right. And now the stock had already broke through the high of the day. It already showed me its strength. Now at this point, Manny, two reasons why I was confident going full size. I've already got a nice cushion on the day from the first trade when I was in tier 1. I've got a nice P&L cushion now that I can go after this trade, and now I'm looking for the gap fill. Now that we made that move, we broke through the initial morning high, there really isn't any more resistance until the gap fill. So I've got a stock that's showing me it's strong. It looks like the stock's got momentum. I've got a cushion on the day. The trade line is holding support. So I went in full size there and I caught the gap fill. Does that make sense? So I hope that makes sense. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Tunned. I just saw your question with, I'm sorry. I misunderstood your question, Tunned. You're saying, why didn't I get full size right off the bat? Why didn't I get full size right off the bat? So Tunned is saying, why didn't I just get full size right here? Why did I only get tier 1? I wanted to make sure that we were going to be able to get through VWAP, to be honest with you, because this first move off the low, there's your first move, took us right to where? It took us right to VWAP. Okay, it took us right to VWAP. And I thought the trade line was working its way up. So I thought to myself, and now it's easier to say it now. Like, it's easier to look at this now and say, okay, well, why not just go full size? But at the time, it was happening in real time. The trade line was still well below the low of the day. So see, the trade line is still well below the low of the day. If the trade line was more in this region, then maybe I go full size. If the trade line was up in this region, but the trade line was still far away. And I thought it still could have been possible for the stock to pull in down here, hold the trade line, and then go. Guys, I'm sorry, my throat's killing me. So I wanted to get tier 1, take real low risk to the low of the day, and then I thought I'd be able to have enough opportunity to add to the position on a trade line VWAP cross. It just so happens that the trade line VWAP cross came, and I never got the pullback after we popped through VWAP. So I was hoping that we were going to get that pullback. We just never did. So I was just playing it conservative. Okay, tons like coming into the day. It's a weird week. It's a half day tomorrow. We're off on Wednesday. I didn't come into the day expecting fireworks. So I was kind of playing it safe. So like, yes, my game plan was working out, which gives me the confidence to pull the trigger, but I'm still not like pedal to the metal in 6th, 7th gear because I'm not expecting a big day today. I'm expecting a slow week. This was a pleasant surprise. The action that we got today in Mbot, Savva, ITCI was a pleasant surprise. It was not expected. So that's why I didn't come right out of the gate with like, oh, there's my trigger. I'm going full size. I wanted to kind of ease my way into the position just in case we didn't get any good follow through. And this was a pleasant surprise. At the time when I pulled the trigger tier 1, I was comfortable with that. And I thought I would get the opportunity to add tier 2. I just didn't. So I just sat in the tier 1 and it was still a good trade. It was still a good trade, even though I was only in tier 1 size, but I wasn't expecting this type of action today. Well, that's what it's called, B. Elias. It's called the trade line. And it's the 9 EMA for me, but the trade line could also be the 8 EMA, the 9, the 10, the 11, the 12. So traders use any one of those, and it really is just personal preference. So anywhere between the 8 and the 12 exponential moving average, that is the trade line. I use the 9. It's personal preference. You can use the 8, the 10, the 11, the 12. All are acceptable to be used as your trade line. Yeah, no, it's still, guys, I mean, it's still on my watch list for tomorrow, for sure. You know, the stock is sitting here at 37. My game plan for this tomorrow is very simple. $34 is my level. I'll give you guys my game plan. So obviously it depends. I mean, if the stock gaps up or gaps down tomorrow, this will change things. But let's say the stock opens up right where it is. This is my game plan for tomorrow. $34 to hold support. All right, there it is. There's your $34 level. You can see previous high of the day, support in the afternoon. That's going to be my support level. You look for a move up to the high of the day. If you get long at any point on ITCI tomorrow, you better be taking profits off in front of this level. Expect resistance at 43 to 44. You will have resistance up there. So let's say you get long tomorrow, 36, 37, 38, and it pushes up to 43, 44. You have to take some profit off the table, and then you can hold on to some in case you get follow through. But that's what I'm going to be looking at on ITCI tomorrow. Piper Wingrove says, not going to lie, I have no idea about stocks and trading, but I want to learn. Where do I start? You start, Piper, right here. You start right here with the True Trading Group YouTube channel and the True Trading Group community. All right. So for those of you that do not know, I mean, a lot of you guys know me by now, but I used to trade for a hedge fund. I received a Trader of the Year award in 2008. And I went through a 3-month training program at the hedge fund, and I've simplified that education, and I've created the TGG curriculum, and that's the stuff that I teach all of our True Trading Group members, specifically focused on consistent profitability, not home runs. I don't teach you guys to swing for the fences. The home runs will come, but you don't try to swing for the fences. The home runs will come. You focus on singles and doubles, and that's how you become consistently profitable. All right, guys. Man, my throat is killing me, guys. I'm sorry. Piper Wingrove, that's a good segue because Piper is asking, where do I start and everything. You start right here with True Trading Group. We actually have the holiday special that we were running, guys, which was 30% off the 1-year all-inclusive membership. And this gets into kind of part of the announcement. There's a small announcement and a bigger announcement. The small announcement is that we are extending the holiday sale. We're extending the holiday sale until Friday, the 27th. That's 30% off the 1-year all-inclusive membership. The 1-year membership gets you access to the chat room. That gets you access to the chat room. All of my text message trade alerts, my email trade alerts, all the beginner and foundation courses, the advanced courses, the options courses, the trader psychology course, part 1, as well as all future courses coming out down the road. So that 30% off gives you access to everything that we have. We're like the Netflix of trading communities. I say it all the time. You will never be upsold anything in True Trading Group. Once you're a member, you get access to everything that we have. So that 30% off is being extended till Friday, the 27th. We get 30% off the 1-year all-inclusive membership, and that gets you access to all of the courses as well as all future courses coming out down the road. You guys can click on the link in chat and use the coupon code TTG2020 to take advantage of the 30% discount. All right, guys, so that's kind of part 1 of the announcement. So the 30% off has been extended until Friday, the 27th. Okay? And again, that gets you the 1-year all-inclusive membership plan. Now, part 2 of the announcement. This is the part that I'm really excited to share with you guys, and I hope you guys are going to be stoked about it too. I got a lot of people that were asking about payment plans and do we offer monthly options and all of this. We do not offer a monthly option. It's only the 1-year all-inclusive membership because you have to get all of the information, all of the education, and you really have, you need the time to implement all of these things. in order to become consistently profitable. But we have worked hard to implement a new financing plan, okay, where you can now join True Trading Group with a 3-month financing plan. So instead of making the one bulk payment, you can make 3 payments paid out over 3 months. Now, listen up real quick. The 30% off coupon code, the TTG 2020, that's 30% off until Friday the 27th. After that, it drops to 20% off. Okay? That is that's if you make a one-time payment, it's 30% off, and then after Friday drops to 20%. If you guys want to take advantage of the financing plan, if you want to pay the financing option, the discount codes do not apply. The discount codes only apply to the one-time payments, but the financing option would be a full $14.97 price point paid out over 3 months. So that's 3 payments of $4.99 paid every 30 days. No credit check, 0 interest, but this is a way to make the True Trading Group community and the resources available to you guys. All right, so you guys can take advantage of the financing plan. All right, so again, instead of just a one-time payment, you guys can do 3 monthly payments of $4.99, and we'll post that up in the chat room so you guys can. We'll put the links in chat for you guys now. So again, guys, 30% off is extended until Friday the 27th. Coupon code TTG 2020. That gets you 30% off the $14.97 price point. That's a one-time payment. If you want to use the financing plan, the discount code does not apply. So it's the full price of $14.97, but you can pay it out over 3 months. No credit check, no interest, just 3 payments of $4.99. So now you have a new payment option, a new payment plan for you guys where you guys can join the TTG community. So I got a lot of requests from people that were asking me if we have some type of payment plan, and at the time we did not. But now, as of today, this option is now available to you. So like I said, I got a lot of people that requested this, and we made it happen. So I hope you guys are excited about it. So now you guys can do a 3-month payment plan. All right. All right, guys. So then you guys can click on the link in the chat, and that'll take you over to either the 30% discount for the TTG 2020, or if you guys can take advantage of the financing plan, which will be 3 payments of $4.99. All right. Well, at Lunchbox, they can't do that. They won't be able to do that. It's a financing plan. So you won't be able to just sign up and then cancel and then never make the rest of the payments. Sungju Chu, if you're having problems logging into chat, send an email. Sungju Chu, send an email to info@truetradinggroup.com, please, letting them know whatever issues that you're having with chat, and we'll make sure that we get it fixed. All right, gang. But today was an awesome day. I really, like I said, I really was not expecting this type of action today. I mean, ITCI was a monster mover. You also had Mbot. I mean, guys, look at these moves. I mean, oh wow, Mbot went higher after market too. I didn't realize that. Mbot went all the way to $14 after the bell. Wow. This thing was at $7 today. So you're talking about a $100, a 100% gain on Mbot. Then you had Savva. I mean, look at Savva. Savva from $2.75 all the way to $4. You know, ITCI from 25 up to 43. I mean, these were huge moves today, guys. The action today was fantastic. You know, the action today was absolutely fantastic. I was not expecting this type of action here today, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. You know, hopefully we get similar action tomorrow. The markets close early at 1 p.m. Eastern. So again, guys, if you have positions open, make sure, unless you want to swing trade them, but if you do not plan on swing trading them, make sure you're out of your positions by 1 p.m. Eastern because the market closes early tomorrow. Now, guys, so again, the 30% off, that holiday sales extended until Friday, the 27th. That's 30% off. And then after Friday, it drops to 20% off. And then you've got the financing option where the discount codes do not apply, but you make 3 payments of $4.99 paid out over 3 months. Zishan Mir Lightspeed. Lightspeed. I think they've got the best execution. I think Lightspeed got the best execution. T2000 is my favorite for charting, but I think Lightspeed's got the best execution. So, guys, now that we finished up with the recap, does anybody have any other questions? I'll take a couple more questions if you guys have anything specific that you want to ask. So, guys, we'll stay on here a little bit longer, and I'll take a couple more questions. So, feel free, guys. Anything that you guys want to ask, if it's anything related to the ITCI trades, or maybe something else, just about trading in general, just shoot. Let me know. I am here for options. Yep. Yep. How do I overcome FOMO? Man, that's a great question that requires a pretty long answer. How do I get over and resist FOMO? How do I get over and resist FOMO? Well, there's a few things that you have to think about and you have to consider. And I touch upon this a lot in the trader psychology course that just came out a couple weeks ago. That helps you resist FOMO. And that really is that's really getting your mind into thinking a certain way. And there's a couple things that you have to ask yourself when a stock is running without you. First and foremost, you've got to ask yourself, if you were already in the trade, what would you be doing at this moment in time? Would you be taking profits or would you be buying more? And if the answer is taking profits, then you just answered your question. You would be chasing, and that will help you resist the FOMO. Okay, that's first and foremost. But by thinking that way and putting yourself in that mindset, it will help you resist kind of falling victim to FOMO by asking yourself that question. The other thing that you want to do is think to yourself about the difference between conservative and aggressive trading. You guys hear me talk about this a lot, but thinking this way will help you resist FOMO. So by you saying to yourself, if I wait for a pullback into a support level, I'm going to be able to enter this trade with low risk. That's a conservative trading style. Buying a stock as it breaks through a resistance level is going to carry much higher risk because your stop loss is going to be much further away than your entry. So if the support level is your stop loss and you wait for a pullback into that support level, then your stop loss is going to be pretty small because you're buying very close to the support level. If you buy as it breaks through the resistance level, well, then now your stop loss still needs to be the support level. So now you're taking on much greater risk. So that can help prevent you from chasing a stock as it's running through to making new highs. I never buy a stock at the high of the day, ever. I never buy a stock at the high of the day. I'm always taking profits at the high of the day. I'm never buying stock at the high of the day. And it's because of that aggressive versus conservative trading style. And by thinking that way, that can also help resist FOMO because you're not thinking to yourself, the whole part about FOMO is the fear of missing out. You're focused on how much you could have made if you bought it. You're not focused on how much you're going to lose if you're wrong. So if you flip the thought process and it's not FOMO, it's not fear of missing out. It's, FOGK, fear of getting killed. Think of it that way. So as the stock is pushing higher, instead of you thinking to yourself, oh my God, how much am I going to make if this keeps going? Think to yourself, oh my God, how much am I going to lose if this thing tops out right here? Think of it the opposite way. You need to be more concerned with how much you're going to lose if you're wrong than how much you're going to make if you're right. Great traders are more concerned with how much they're going to lose if they're wrong. Okay? Struggling traders are obsessed with how much they're going to make if they're right. And that's a huge difference. That is a huge difference. Let's see. I'll take another question. Akita Boissier asks, do you focus more on level 2 or price action and the chart technical analysis? I'm not obsessed with level 2 like other people are. I'm really not. You guys, you'll never see me place a trade solely based on something that I see in level 2, ever. I'm not buying a stock just because I see a big bid. I'm not selling a stock just because I see a big ask. My focus on level 2 is more so I focus on level 2 more so at support levels. Because like I said, if a stock pulls into it, so let's say the support level I'm looking at for is 23. I'm looking for 23 to hold support. And there's a lot of bids at 23.50 and 23.25. And all of a sudden, all the bids get hit. The stock goes right down to 23. And as soon as it touches 23, bids come flying back. 23.10, 23.12, 23.15, 23.20, 23.25, 23.30. That is a stock. That's a level. That's when I'll pay attention to level 2 because I want to see all that order flow and I want to see all those buying orders come in front of that level as soon as the stock gets down to that level. That's when I take a look at level 2. I will also look at level 2 to kind of feel the heartbeat of a stock, kind of read the tape, see how aggressively offers are being taken out, see how aggressively bids are stacking themselves up. Every time a bid gets hit, does a bid come above it? So like if you see there's a bid at like 25.60 and it gets hit, what happens next? Is the next bid 25.57 and it just sits there? Or does another bid come back to 25.60, then 25.61, 25.62? Then those bids get hit again. It goes back down to 20, 23.50, 25.57. What happens? Do the bids just stop, or do the bids come right back? 25.60, 61, 65. That's the kind of stuff that you want to see. You want to see bids stepping up into selling pressure, letting you know that a stock still has some juice in it. That's when I pay attention to level 2. But my focus is more on technical analysis and the chart. I never look at a 1 minute chart ever. No, I never look at a 1 minute chart. I think only scalpers should look at 1 minute charts. Traders that are looking to get in and out within seconds to minutes. I'm not a scalper. My trades last several minutes to several hours. I'm not a scalper, so I do not use 1 minute charts. I think 1 minute charts give you way too many false signals. It's just too much noise. There's just too much noise in 1 minute charts. So unless you're specifically trying to get in and out within a minute, I don't think it's beneficial to use 1 minute charts. Yeah, no problem, John White. John White wants me to go over again how I picked that support level. No problem. Yep, Akita, don't mention it. Okay, so John White wants to know what made me pick this level around 2350, 2370. What made me pick this level? And when ITCI was gapping up, it's on the watch list. I go out to the daily chart. It's the first thing I do when I come up with my pre-market game plan. You have to go to your daily chart. Your daily chart is where you identify key levels. Okay? Your daily chart's where you identify key levels. And when I go to the daily chart, first thing that I notice is a strong double top. From May and June of 2018 and September of 2018. There's your strong double top. Okay, it's almost more like a triple top. There's your resistance level. This is the level I saw pre-market, and we were gapping above this level at this point. Pre-market, we were above this level. So I said, I'm looking for, if the stock pulls back into this level, I'm looking for support to step in at this price point. And then when I leave that line there, John, I go to the 3 minute chart and I zoom in, look at where it lands perfectly right on that same support level. Yeah, Valiant. Okay, first of all, the 3150, it says 3150 area. My stop losses are never to the exact price point. When my stop loss area is reached, when my stop loss level gets reached, I look to see very closely, how is the stock reacting at this level? Is it tailing at this level and trading right back above that support level? You have to understand, a stock like ITCI, I'm not setting my stop loss to the exact penny. This is a very, very, very volatile stock. You have to give it the little bit of room that it needs. So that's why I wasn't stopping out of my position. I was seeing, how is the stock reacting when it gets to that support level, and it immediately pop its head back through it. Like, see right there, that little tail, but as soon as it hit that tail, it popped its head right back above the trade line. So it was down there for seconds. Literally, it was only down there for a few seconds, and then it was right back above the trade line. That's the action that I want to see once my stop loss area gets reached. So guys, 2019 is almost over. 2019 is almost over. You guys have to really ask yourself, what are you going to be doing differently next year than what you did this year? If you're not at the point in your trading career right now that you want to be, what are you going to do next year that's different than what you did in 2019? What about 2020 is going to be different than 2019? What are you going to change? Ask yourself that question. What are you going to change? Are you going to get a real professional education? Are you going to keep trying to take shortcuts? Are you going to put in the work and the time necessary to study and to really understand why it is, why I do what it is that I do, I am here and ready to be your mentor. Ask any single one of our True Trading Group members. There's a lot of members that are on this live stream right now that can attest to the mentorship and the guidance that we give every single day in True Trading Group. You guys have access to me during the day. You can send me direct messages asking me questions about something I'm trading, something you're trading, something you're looking at. You have the ability to private message me during the day and ask me questions. That's just a piece of the one-on-one mentorship and guidance that we like to provide by having that one-on-one dialogue every single day, aside from having the opportunity to do one-on-one mentorships. But if you guys are not at the point in your trading career where you want to be right now, what are you going to do differently to get there and to achieve those goals? It starts with education. It starts with education. And that's why I spend the time to make these videos and provide these lessons for you guys. But this is just a tip of the iceberg. You're talking about 3 months worth of professional education that I received working at a hedge fund. I have every day, every single day, Monday through Friday, I sat in a classroom for 3 months. Imagine trying to take all that information and show it to you on 15, 20-minute YouTube videos. This is the tip of the iceberg. The TTG curriculum and the courses, that is those 3 months simplified into beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, option courses, trader psychology courses, and more courses that are coming down the road like swing trading and a bunch of other stuff that I've got coming out in the new year. So if you guys are really ready to get a professional education to try to get yourself over the hump and reach the goals of consistent profitability that you're striving for but not yet able to achieve, you got to do something different. If you're struggling in 2019, you've got to do something different for 2020. So take advantage of the 30% discount on the 1-year all-inclusive membership. You can trade with me for a full year and get access to all of the courses for 30% off. That's coupon code TTG2020 and expires on Friday. After Friday, it drops to 20%. You also, if you don't want to make the one-time payment, okay, that's fine. You're not going to get the 30% discount, but you can make 3 monthly payments and pay it off in 3 months and still join the TTG team, get the professional education, and make a change in 2020. Do something different. Make a change. Push yourself. Get the help. Ask the questions. Put in the work. How many of you are part of some other trading group or some other trading community? And if so, what are some of your biggest complaints with the community that you're a part of? You don't have to say what group you're a part of or that you have been a part of in the past. You don't have to say what group it is if you don't want to. But what were some of your complaints in some of the other groups that you guys have been a part of? I want to hear it. Don't be shy. Tell me. Jose, well, go ahead, man. Tell me. Tell me, Jose. What were one of your biggest complaints in some of the other rooms? All right, the guru was never in the room. You guys know that's never the case. I trade every day, all day long. I'm in chat the whole day. I'm not one of those traders that's done by 10:30. I'm in chat the entire day, guys, from open to close. I'm in the morning. I'm in there pre-market, going over the watch list and the game plan. I'm trading the whole day, and then we do an end of the day recap every single day after the closing bell. We recap all the trades and we go over lessons that you can learn from every single trade. You couldn't ask questions. Yeah, that's a horrible thing. You can't ask questions. How can you be part of a trading community and then not ask questions? Asking questions is the only way that you're going to learn. I encourage everybody in chat to ask questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Okay, I'm an experienced trader. I've been doing this 15 years, but there was a point in my life where I was brand new. There was a point in my life where I had to ask somebody else the same questions that you have now. I know that. I'm humble enough to know that. I wasn't just born knowing how to trade. I had to learn. I had to ask questions. I had to have a mentor. I had to get guidance. So I encourage people to ask questions in TTG. There is no such thing as a stupid answer, a stupid question. It's the only way that you're going to learn. Yep, Jesse, I could not agree more, bro. Jesse says people spend tons of money to get a liberal arts degree to make peanuts versus spending $1,100 to get educated in stock trading is a no-brainer. It's the most valuable education that you'll probably ever receive. Untimely alerts. Yeah, Ed, that's another thing. How you gonna be part of a group where the trade alerts are not on time? That's why specifically, Ed, that's why I'm always on the microphone talking you through what I'm going to do before I even do it. So I'm telling you guys what stock I'm buying before I even buy it. So this way, there's plenty of times where members get in a trade even before I do, even before the trade alert comes across the platform and the trade actually executes on my end. There's plenty of times traders are already in it because I'm talking you through my trade. And guys, you know what? Also, I'm gonna bring back the and the previous offer that we had. The previous offer that we had was with the 30% off. It included a 30-minute one-on-one mentor session with myself. I'm gonna bring that back. Anybody that signs up tonight, whether it's the 30% discount with the TTG 2020 or the financing plan, anybody that signs up tonight, I'm going to throw back in and include a free 30-minute one-on-one mentor session with myself. I'm in the holiday spirit. So we're gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring back the 30-minute one-on-one. So anybody that signs up tonight only, okay, tonight only. If you sign up tonight only, you'll get the 30-minute one-on-one. And if you do sign up tonight, just email info@truetradinggroup.com to schedule your 30-minute one-on-one with me. Maybe Thursday and Friday, the markets will be slow. We can probably bang out. I'm scheduling a bunch of one-on-one mentor sessions with a lot of people. So if you guys are interested, sign up tonight for either the 30% discount on the one-time payment or the financing option, which is the 3 monthly payments, and I'll include the 30-minute one-on-one mentor session with myself. Yep, Craig, that's not us, man. So Craig's complaint was the other group offered only discussions in the morning with watch lists, no explanation of why they entered, and then they were gone after the first hour. It was purely about selling more courses. That is why with TTG, I guarantee you will never be upsold anything. When you become a member of the TTG family, you are part of the family. You get access to everything we have. Literally the Netflix of trading communities. Every single course that comes out from here on out, you get access to. There is no upsell. You join the team, you get access to everything the team has to offer. That is one of the main differences between TTG and a lot of these other communities out there. It's all marketing tactics. They're not really trying to help you become a better trader. If they really wanted you to become a better trader, they would give you all of the resources once you become a member. Not make you become a member and then be like, oh, well, now you got to buy this. Oh, well, now you got to buy this. Well, the real secret is in this. No, guys, you get access to every single thing that we have to offer. Every single thing that we have to offer. Yep, we trade options as well. I trade everything. Russ, I trade everything. I trade small caps, mid caps, large caps. I trade options. I trade everything. I think you have to be a diversified trader in order to be consistently profitable. You can't be a one-trick pony. You can't just only trade small caps because small caps get hot and then they get cold. You've got to be able to implement your strategy across multiple asset classes. Yeah, that's another thing with the courses. Yeah, that lack of detail in some of the other communities' courses. Guys, my courses, you have to understand something. I wrote all of my courses myself. Okay, they're not just. It took me months and months to put these courses together. It's not just a chopped up pre-recorded webinar that you just sit there and watch. It is broken down into chapters. It's not some stupid PDF. Okay, it is broken down into chapters, lessons. There's quizzes at the end of each course. There's exams where you have to pass. You have to get 85% or higher on the exams to get a badge for that course. And you earn all the badges on all the courses. You become TGG certified. All of the courses are in text version. They're also in video version. So you can either watch as a video, you can read the text, whatever is easier for you learning wise. I mean, you're talking about 3 months of education that I've simplified and took me months to put together and organize. Those are the courses. It's not just a crappy PDF or some pre-recorded webinar. They are in-depth courses that really get into the nitty-gritty, the detailed specifics on how to understand and implement this stuff. You guys know just by watching my YouTube channel, the way that I explain the way that I explain things, that's a lot of the praises that I get from people when people say, Mike, I love how you explain things. It makes it easy to understand. That's what the courses are. It's me taking what I learned at the hedge fund and simplifying it so that it's easy to understand and it's easy to implement. You don't need Wall Street education or some fancy Ivy League education to understand this stuff and to become a consistently profitable trader. You just don't. You don't. And that's really what went into and what was behind the courses and the material that I put together. My goal is for traders to make 10 to 20 times their membership fee in 1 year. And if I can't get a member to make at least 10 times the fee within a year, then that's where I feel like I'm not doing my job. That's my goal. So, at this point in my trading career, I'm consistent. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm going. I'm confident in my abilities. Now it's like my goal is more geared around members and helping members achieve their goals. And that is what we strive for. I strive for members to make 10 to 20 times their membership fee within 1 year. That's my goal. So when people ask, Mike, what's your goal? That's my goal. I really truly do care about member success, guys. It's not just, people aren't just a number. John, my background is in finance. I graduated with a finance degree, and then I worked for a hedge fund on Wall Street in New York City. We had about $450 million under management. And then in 2008, I received a Trader of the Year award. And then 2009, after the stock market crash of 08, 09, the Great Recession, 50% of all hedge funds went out of business during that crash. and my hedge fund went out of business in 2009. So I'm not just some kid that claims to have unlocked the keys to the stock market. Not just a kid that's unlocked the keys to the stock market. This is, I did this professionally, and I share that education with you guys. Yeah, ACST. Do you guys know why it got halted? I'm not sure, why it got halted or what the news is or what's pending. It just had a huge crash, then it started to bounce back. I mean, it's a funky looking chart. We got to see what happens tomorrow. My guess is it's probably halted for a few days. It might be halted for a while. Great question. I would prove to yourself that you can be consistent for like 3 months paper trading. Prove to yourself that you can be consistent paper trading for at least 3 months. Yeah, the Giants. I'm not. This thing. It looks to me like it's going to be halted for a while. I always recommend to new traders. So like when someone first signs up to trading group, if they're a brand new trader, I tell them first thing that you should do is paper trade. Don't just start trading with real money. So one of the biggest mistakes that new traders make is they just start trading with real money right out of the gate without knowing anything about what they're doing. They lose all the money they started with before they ever give themselves a chance to learn, and then they don't have enough money to keep going. So you should always start paper trading first. You start with paper trading first. Take all of the beginner and foundation courses, pass all of the exams with an 85% or higher, meaning you got your badge for that course. Then take all the advanced courses and pass all of those courses, pass all the exams, get all your badges, become TGG certified. Then prove to yourself that you could be consistently profitable for 3 months on a paper trading account, and then switch to real money. That is my advice to every single brand new trader that signs up for Trading Group. I never recommend anybody just dives in head first with real money trading. Take your time. No, I never buy into halts ever. I never buy into halts. You never want to be buying into halt. You're exposing yourself. You're exposing yourself to the gap down, to a potential gap down off the once the trading halt resumes. I usually like to take profits before a halt. At least take some of my position off the table right before a stock halts, just to protect myself in case the stock gaps down off the halt. Yeah, I short too. Yeah, Tehran, I short also. I mean, I'm a long bias trader. I definitely go long. Yeah, I don't. I definitely go long more than I go short, but I short also. Like I said, I'm a very diversified trader. I go long, I go short, I trade small caps, I trade large caps, I trade mid caps, I trade options, I trade ETFs, I trade it all. Yeah, level two. So like you can see it on level two. You can see it on the level two, like, but some level twos will show you what the halt price is, and if that price is reached, it'll trigger a halt. Um, but just by looking at level two, you can tell a stock's about to halt because all of the market makers will come up to one specific price. So instead of the market makers being all spread out across different prices, they'll all come up to one price. You'll see a ton of volume going through at that one price, and the stock's not moving. None of the market makers are moving. All the market makers are sitting at that one price, and all the order flow is going through at that price. So all the market makers are at one price, they're not moving, and all the order flow is going through at that one price. Usually that's right before a stock halts. Smart routing. Well, there's no commissions now. Now, Lunchbox, you can trade in TD, E Trade, Charles Schwab with no commissions. Oh, yes, Baba G, you can, Lightspeed does have demo accounts. So you can trade Lightspeed with a demo account, yes. Yeah, Tehran, yeah, I'm a diversified trader, man. I'm a very diversified trader. You have to be. Like, that's you have to be. If you're going to do this full time and you're going to be consistently profitable, you have to be able to trade multiple things. You have to follow the opportunity. You can't be a one trick pony because money moves. Money moves in the markets. There's always opportunity somewhere. You just have to know where to look. But if all the opportunity, like Boeing, for example, or Tesla, for example, there's tons of opportunity in Tesla. Now, it just so happens we got good action in small caps today, but if all you do is trade small caps, well, there's you can go months where small caps are dead, dead. And what are you going to do? Where are you going to make money for those few months? You're going to keep trying to churn yourself, banging your head against a wall, trading small caps, and you're just going to lose money. Meanwhile, other traders have moved away from small caps because there's no action in them. And maybe they're trading mid caps because it's earnings season. Maybe they're trading JNUG because gold is on fire. Maybe they're trading DGAS because natural gas is collapsing. Maybe they're trading Tesla because it's a short squeeze. Maybe they're trading options in Boeing because news just came out about the plane software being delayed. Maybe they're trading options on, or maybe they're trading Roku because of a streaming news. There's always opportunities somewhere. You just have to know where to look, and you have to be able to implement your strategy across multiple places and multiple sectors. You can't just trade one thing. And that's really the things that I teach and the strategies that I teach, the strategies that I implement are really meant for diversification and consistency. You know, I use the same strategies to trade, a $1 or $2 small cap as I do to trade a $25, $50 mid cap as I do to trade $150 large cap, as I do to trade an option, as I do to trade JNUG and ETF. I use the exact same stuff. I use the exact same stuff. Yeah, Tehran, I really look forward to working with you too, man. I look forward to trading with you. I can tell by your questions that you're not a newbie. I can tell that you've got some experience. I look forward to trading with you. I hope you take advantage of the offer, the 30% offer tonight, and then we can lock up a 30-minute one-on-one mentor session. I'd love to talk to you directly on the phone and kind of go over some stuff and talk about where we can maybe make some tweaks and changes and talk about your talk about your goals, your strengths, your weaknesses. I look forward to doing that. So Tehran, I hope you do take advantage of one of the offers tonight, and we can do that. We can schedule that 30-minute one-on-one. I mean, that goes for all of you. Seriously, guys. I mean, the one-on-ones are one of my favorite things to do. It really is. I really, really enjoy the one-on-ones. I tell everybody all the time because you guys get to see me. You guys get to see me. You get to hear my voice. You get to see my personality. But all I get to see is words on a screen from you guys and text. So I like to hear your voice and put a personality to the name. So I hope many of you do take advantage of the offer tonight. So again, either the 30% discount for the one-time payment. So the regular price is $14.97 for the year. All right. And until Friday, you can get a 30% discount off of that. They get you the 1 year all-inclusive access and the 30-minute one-on-one if you sign up tonight. Or if you guys opt for the financing plan, the 30% does not apply, but you can pay off the $14.97 over 3 months. And if you sign up tonight, we'll also be able to schedule the 30-minute one-on-one. So I do hope that you guys take advantage of it because I look forward to the one-on-one sessions with you all. What else, guys? Throw out a couple more questions for me. Yeah, sometimes the summer gets slow, especially in small caps. So sometimes in small caps specifically, you can have really slow summer months, and that's why you've got to be diversified and you've got to be able to trade other things. Oh, daily, Tehran, daily, brother, daily. So every single day, Tehran, in chat, pre-market, the chat opens at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. We go over. Jason, one of the other TGD moderators, goes over economic data, what's on the calendar, natural gas report, oil report, if there's a jobs report coming out, if there's a Fed meeting. He goes over all the economic data, the early market movers, what stocks have news, what is the news. He goes over the watch list. Then I come on the mic pre-market and I go over the watch list. I go over my game plan, what I'm expecting these stocks to do. And then we trade the whole day. And then at 4 o'clock, I come on and I do an end of the day recap, which is where I recap all of the trades from the day and go over lessons, either technical or mental, that we can take away from every trading session. You've got to be a student of the market every single day. I've been doing this 15 years. I still take away lessons from every single trade, every single day. You will forever be a student of the market. We do daily recaps in TTG. Nah, Jersey Devil. I'm back in the States. I'm back in the States. Kelly, good question. Kelly asked how to use price action along with RSI levels for oversold bounces and divergences. That's a really good question, Kelly. I mostly use RSI when it comes to identifying swing trades. I do not use RSI intraday, and I'll tell you why. When a stock is making a move intraday, it's usually a momentum-based move and a momentum-packed move. It's very, very frequent for you to see an RSI reading intraday be in overbought territory and the stock still continues higher. Because the momentum intraday will supersede and will overcome an overbought RSI reading intraday. I focus on the RSI when it comes to swing trading. And I like to look for RSI divergence when it comes to swing trading. So I do not use price action and RSI intraday. I use RSI divergence on the daily chart. What does that mean? RSI divergence on the daily chart means this. Let's say you have a stock that's trading at $50 a share. Now, the RSI indicator fluctuates between 0 and 100, and anything under 30 typically signals oversold. Anything over 70 typically indicates overbought. Okay, so what I'm looking at on the daily chart is for a stock. Let's say a stock's at $50, and the stock moves to when the stock's at $50, it has an RSI reading of 75. Then the stock moves to 60. When it moves to 60, it has an RSI reading of 78. Then it moves to 70. When it moves to 70, it has an RSI reading of 72. Then it moves to 75. When it moves to 75, it has an RSI reading of 70. That's divergence. The price of the stock is moving higher while the RSI indicator is moving lower. And the flip side is also the same, also holds true. So let's say a stock is trading at $10 a share with an RSI at 30. Then it moves down to $8 a share. The RSI moves to 25. Then from 8, it moves to 6, but the RSI goes from 25 up to 28. Then it moves from 6 to 5, and the RSI goes from 28 up to 33. That's bullish divergence in the RSI, where the RSI indicator is actually moving higher, but the share price is moving lower. That is sometimes is an indication that the momentum to the downside is starting to slow. I look at that a lot more than I look at the RSI indicator intraday, because momentum intraday will supersede RSI. I don't share that. The Giants. Yeah, I know. It's only 10 p.m. It's only 10 p.m. where I am. It's not that late. Yeah, you guys have to see what happens with that ACST, Elias. You got to see what happens with the guys. I think that stock's probably going to be halted for a couple of days. I think it's going to be halted for a couple of days. You got to see. The best platform to use as a beginner, Amos, I would stick to one of the major brokers, either E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, or Charles Schwab. I think those are the three best for brand new beginner traders because they have excellent customer service and they have good educational tools that can help you kind of get comfortable. Lightspeed customer service is okay. They don't have any educational tools. Lightspeed is really designed for experienced traders, hedge funds, institutions, professional traders. The offshore brokerage accounts have horrible customer service. So if you're a newbie, you're brand new, I would say use one of the big three: E-Trade, TD, Charles Schwab. Well, Ed wants to know, how did I identify that ITCI was going to be in play pre-market when you were setting up your trade plan for the day? I've been a TGD member for about 30 days. Michael's the real thing. Oh, nice, Ed. um, it was on the pre-market gap scan. So ITCI was one of the leading gappers on the day. So when a stock is on the leading is on the gap scan, meaning it's one of the leading stocks that's gapping up on the day, and then you look to see, wow, there's a piece of news with it. There's a real fundamental catalyst for this gap up. The stock was trading tremendous volume pre-market. That's why it was on my watch list, and that's how I knew it was in play. Yeah, Team T. Yeah, commodities are a good way to go. I do. One life, one chance. I live, breathe, eat, sleep this stuff. I wasn't kidding. I wasn't kidding. I'm gonna wrap it up in a couple minutes, guys. It is getting late. We're gonna wrap it up in like 5 minutes. So I'll take maybe one or two more questions. And then again, guys, make sure that you take advantage of the 30% discount that's valid now until Friday. And then, or the financing option. But if you sign up tonight, you've got 2 hours left. You sign up tonight, I'll throw in a free 30-minute one-on-one session with me. Well, Kelly, we just launched a financing plan. So now you can pay off the membership in 3 months. We just announced the financing plan. So if you can't do the one-time payment, you can pay it off over 3 months. Right there's the link, Kelly. You can use that link right there. There's zero interest, no credit check, no social security number, none of that. But you can pay it off in 3 months. Later, Giants. I'll see you later, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Nope. No wife and kids, lunchbox. Not yet. Almost, not yet. All right, guys. So again, nice, Jersey Devil. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Jersey Devil says, this is the first time I took a chance buying into a group, and it was the best thing. Jersey Devil, I appreciate you, man. I love having you part of the team. One life, one chance. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do, guys. Thanks, Jersey Devil. You're awesome too, man. I really appreciate it. All right, guys. All right, gang. So I guess that's it. Another successful live stream in the books. So many of you joining me. I love doing these with you guys. I really do. So really great trading today. We had a lot of members in chat today that had some milestone moments. We had a few people with their biggest days ever. We have a member with 11 straight green days. We had some really great action today. I hope we get some of this action tomorrow. Again, guys, tomorrow the chat room is, the market is open a half a day, so the stock market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern. All right, don't forget that. 1 p.m. Eastern, stock market closes. Thank you, Lunchbox. I really appreciate that. Lunchbox says, Mike's the best trader out of all the other ones I followed. No hidden agendas. I appreciate that. Nas, thanks for joining, man. Thanks for joining. Again, guys, 30% off. Coupon code TTG2020. That is valid until Friday, the 27th. And then after that, it drops to 20% off. And then we also have a new financing option plan where the discount code does not apply. You do not get the 30% off with the financing plan, but you could pay it off over 3 months. All right, so 30% off up until the 27th, then it goes down to 20%. Financing plan, you can pay off the full price in 3 months. Sign up tonight, free 30-minute one-on-one with me. All right? Take advantage of one of those deals, guys. I hope to see you all in chat. Hopefully we get some follow-through action tomorrow because ITCI, Mbot, Savva have us excited with a lot to look forward to going into tomorrow. So take advantage of one of these deals, either the 30% off or the financing plan, and make sure to sign up tonight to get that 30-minute one-on-one. Thank you all for joining me on this live stream. It was a blast. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. If I didn't get to your questions, leave a question in the comments. Make sure to like the video. If you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button with your mouse to make sure you guys don't miss any more live streams or any more of the educational video lessons that I put out on the daily. All right? My usual fam, I'll see you guys in chat tomorrow. To those that are on the fence, take advantage of one of these discount offers or the financing plan. What are you going to do differently in 2020? Stop doing the same thing over and over again. Make a change. 2020 is your year. Get a professional education. Join a group that actually cares about your success and get a mentor that is going to stick with you and answer your questions. I promise I will never make fun of you for a stupid question. I will never ignore you. I will never scold you. I will never upsell you. You become part of the TGD family. You get everything we have to offer, including real one-on-one mentorship from myself and the other TGD moderators in chat. You guys have been great. I love all of you. Take care. I'll see you guys in chat later.